It is 7:13 a.m. Pacific. I'll do a little poll. Pop that right there. There. All right, we got the dog behind me, and we'll do our affirmation. And then we're going to boom. So affirmations first, 5 times. No. Okay. I'm already the man who passes mutual funds exam and step back into banking with confidence. I'm a full-time content creator and online personal trainer, earning 20,000 a month doing work I love on my own terms. My knowledge, my presence, my consistency attract everything I need. This is already done. I just have to catch up to it. I'm already the man who passes mutual funds exam and step back into banking with confidence. I'm a full-time content creator and online personal trainer, earning 20,000 a month doing work I love on my own terms. My knowledge, my presence, and my consistency attract everything I need. This is already done. I just have to catch up to it. Third affirmation of 5. I'm already the man who passes mutual funds exam and step back into banking with confidence. I'm a full-time content creator and online personal trainer, earning 20,000 a month doing work I love on my own terms. My knowledge, my presence, my consistency attract everything I need. This is already done. I just have to catch up to it. I'm already the man who passes mutual funds exam and step back into banking with confidence. I'm a full-time content creator and online personal trainer, earning 20,000 a month doing work I love on my own terms. My knowledge, my presence, and my consistency attract everything I need. This is already done. I just have to catch up to it. And fifth affirmation. I'm already the man who passes mutual funds exam and step back into banking with confidence. I'm a full-time content creator and online personal trainer, earning 20,000 a month doing work I love on my own terms. My knowledge, my presence, and my consistency attract everything I need. This is already done. I just have to catch up to it. So again, I do this every morning before the meditation, and then after the meditation, then I start to get into the study and all that. So this is going to be the routine until this course is done. But I shared this exact meditation affirmation on one of my YouTube shorts the other day. So check out my channel. It is on there. So if you guys are looking to build your own affirmation, I've included this one there. So say that every morning or every evening, and it'll help prime your subconscious to attract what you want into your life rather than want, you're becoming. So we're going to meditate right now for 30 minutes. I got myself an eye mask to help solidify the meditation. So let's begin in just a minute here. And then we're going to study after at 7:17 a.m. Pacific. Yeah. That's better. All right. Water. And hit subscribe if you're new here. We'll go live daily for meditations, workouts, meals, like lunch with me, dinner with me, study with me, etc. Let's begin a meditation.
Let's take a out your neck in a circular motion
Love you too, B.
and giving your back a good stretch by twisting those shoulders left and right. Also, make sure to check for any tightness that might be hiding in your jaw or shoulders. And if you find any, just go ahead and release it, softening that area. Now that you're ready to settle in, find a starting position where you're sitting upright and alert,
Love
but
you too,
without
babe.
being too rigid.
TGIF.
Your chest should be open and your shoulders relaxed. Go ahead and place your hands in a comfortable position. They can be folded in front of you or on your legs. Now close your eyes. Let's begin by taking a few slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. For each breath you take, notice how your chest and stomach rise and expand on inhale and how the body relaxes and softens on exhale. As you finish your next deep breath, allow yourself to return to your natural breathing rhythm in and out through the nose. Now bring your attention to where you most easily detect the breath. You might feel the air passing through the nostrils or touching the upper lip. Or sometimes you feel the breath in the movement of your chest or belly. Once you find that point, keep your focus and attention on it. This is your meditation practice, simply observing where each breath unfolds in this present moment. And remember, there is no need to change the breath, speeding it up or slowing it down. Just let it happen naturally, observing each part of the breath, the inhale, pause in between, and exhale. As you've been following the breath, you might notice some thoughts and distractions arise. That's completely normal. These moments shouldn't be discouraging because they are really an opportunity to strengthen your practice. Simply acknowledge the thought and then let it go, returning back to following the breath.
I'm gonna use our breath to anchor us to the meditation. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Viper. Easy on the comments. RJ, welcome on the live. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe if you're new. Again, we're doing 30-minute meditation. And then we're doing a study with me using an eye mask to help enhance the meditation. And Nuf Muhammad, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. AFK Master. Don't know what that.
Your mind has wandered. No problem. Just slowly return to observing the breath.
I'll be checking the chat periodically. 4-second inhale. Hold for 7 seconds. And then exhale for 8 seconds. And I'll continue those breath cycles throughout the meditation.
From this point forward, we'll use the sound of a chime as a reminder to bring your awareness back to the breath. When you hear it, if your mind has wandered, just slowly bring it back.
RJ, you're not new? Good to know.
And now, just
And
take a
deal.
moment to give your mind a break. No need to focus on your
Last
breath.
stretch, and then we're gonna do our study.
Just enjoy the mind at ease.
I'll do like a quick breath hold, and then we'll dive right in, and then we'll have a protein shake in a minute. I'm getting really hungry.
And as the practice finishes, just slowly bring your attention back to the space around you. You can gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Now rolling out the shoulders and neck. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes.
All right, meditation's done. Mindset fam. I missed yesterday. I just didn't get up early enough, but we're at 7:49, so now we're gonna do studying back to back. So I'll show you guys my course in a minute. Here we go. 750. So we're back at it. Again, longest streak was 58 days in a row. It's crazy. There we go. So we're gonna get that back up. I'm gonna have my shake. Boom. And then love this iPad. So handy for having the meditation going while we do the live. And now we're gonna go and get our laptop ready to go. Steady on the bistro table. And then we're gonna have about 40 minutes to study. So I'm gonna go right until I gotta go, basically. I just gotta make a shake. That coffee um, really woke me up. A little Nespresso. So we're putting this away. Now we're getting a laptop. Okay. Hang on, hang on. Oh, laptop off. Crap. There we go. Just had a cord attached there. Let's do this. Chips, not chunks. That's a funny name. All right. So now we got our. What's that? Oh, a comb? I know. I need to comb my hair. It got all frizzy. Um, we're starting up our study session. Just a minute. Here's a little Pinot. Little Pinot the pop. Need to go potty, pop? Potty. It's a little bit windy out there. Hey, Bleeding Healing, welcome. Morning, morning. Hang on, just got to recomb my hair. As chips, not chunks. Recommended. Hang on. It's getting longer, so it gets frizzy and curly. There. Good to go. What's up with the towel to the door handle? Oh, that's for the dog. Wipe his feet. Yeah, wipe his feet. Mm, I see. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I just gotta make my shake and I'm gonna let the dog in a minute. 1 sec. No, it's actually warm, sunny. Hasn't rained. It rained a few days ago, but it's been pretty like 20 degrees consistently throughout the week. Ah. All right. Letting the dog back in. What up? Didn't take us with you to the kitchen? Though I wish I was more. What? 4:30. Um, oh, all right. Yeah, the dog rummages through the garden, so he gets his feet all dirty. Right. Let's make a shake. Let's make a shake, Mindset fam. And then we got half an hour to do our chapter reading. Hang on, hang on. Aha. I am craving some eggs. Not today, but soon. Boom. Yeah. And then like Greek yogurt parfait. Let's have our little protein shake. All right, got our almond milk. Because I drank coffee on an empty stomach. My stomach's a little bit off, but hey, honestly, some days I just need the caffeine right away to wake up. Still woke up at like quarter to seven Pacific, like 6:38, so not bad. Went to bed at 10, so sleep's getting back on track, which is good. I like notice if I go to bed too late, like too close to 11 p.m., then it messes me right up. So then I get run down, and then I can't train as hard, and then at work I'm feeling like blah. So always want to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep because it makes everything easier. There. Oh wow, there's almost we're down to the last few scoops of this. So, like I said, not buying any more protein powder after this. It's way too expensive. This little thing, 2 pounds, is $60. Boom. There we go. Go. Creatine, 2 scoops of protein powder. And this will power us through this little reading session. All right, there we go. For those of you that stayed through the whole meditation, that's awesome. Because basically our goal and our aim is to become no one in no time and no thing. So we're like abolishing the ego during the meditation. We're not letting the ego, we're taming the ego and we're not letting the ego try and take us over. So anytime you feel any resistance or anything like that, that's totally natural. Thoughts are going to come up where you're like judging. You're so the goal is you're trying to like observe your thoughts rather than judge your thoughts because you'll be thinking about work, you'll be thinking about your relationship, you'll be thinking about friends, you'll be thinking about all these sorts of things, but you just let them flow, let the thoughts flow as they may, and then learn to more observe them. So that's the whole goal of meditation is just do nothing. Think about nothing. Let your mind go blank. There needs to be enough time for your mind to go blank. That's why I do at least 30 minutes because anything less any less time than that, then I feel like I'm not
getting like that full experience. And I'll speak about this more in my manifestation shorts, as well as using that manifestation as an anchor, right? In the beginning of the meditation, about what our intent, setting our intention, what our intention is. So here we go. We got just under half an hour. Let's do this. And I'll show you guys once I log in here. Boom. Mm, mm, beautiful. Just did my investments. I do $60 every paycheck for tax-free savings account and index ETFs. So they track different indexes. I got international, I got US, I got Canada. So it's a good mix of everything. It's a really good breakdown. Beautiful. Okay. All right, here we go. Logging in. And then we'll do our binaural beats. Love our binaural beats. Ah. Binaural beats, no copyright. Here we go. Yeah. I don't know if that one's copyright or not, so I'm just gonna do this one. Boom. There. Here it is. It's just some nice background, theta waves, binaural beats, royalty free. Healing meditation music. Let's do this. Show you guys this angle so you can see the laptop, or like the angle of the laptop. There we go. I'm just double checking where we got to. 3-16. Advantages and risks of segregated funds. Okay. Very technical chapter on hedge funds. So the bulk of it's been on hedge funds, and now it's on segregated funds, which is an insurance contract. So you're guaranteed at time of death, like life insurance, a certain amount of money, but you have to have the money invested for at least 10 years. Let's go back to that. And I might do another gaming stream tonight if I have time. We'll see. Otherwise, it'll be this Sunday. So it's be good. So it'll be like an hour and a half stream. Okay. Here we go, Mindset Fam. And once we're done this chapter, then we can focus on our quizzes for tomorrow. And then end of chapter summaries and all that. I'm really close to be able to book my exam, so then I can just study for like 1 to 2 weeks. And then just lots of repetition. Then I can show you guys how I break that down. Again, how many more pages we got? We got just a few more. Beauty, not that many. Okay, here we go. Advantages and risks of segregated funds. Clear advantages of segregated funds include maturity guarantees, reset dates, death benefits, creditor protection, and bypassing probate. Maturity guarantees. One of the key features associated with segregated funds is a maturity guarantee, which is the promise that the contract holder or the beneficiary will receive at least a partial guarantee of the return of the money invested. Provincial legislation requires that the guarantee be at least 75% over a contract term of at least a 10-year period.
Some insurers have increased the minimum statutory 75% guarantee to 100%. Yeah, and again, yeah, segregated fund is actually an insurance contract with two parts: an investment that produces a return and an insurance policy that covers the risk. Yeah. All right, example. Leslie has invested in a segregated fund over the last 10 years that includes a 100% maturity guarantee. Assume that the amount invested was 100,000. The market value of the fund at maturity is 95,000. Since the market value of the fund is less than the amount invested, Leslie is paid 5,000 maturity guarantee. Reset options. Although segregated fund contracts have at least a 10-year term, they may be renewable when the term expires, depending on the annuitant's age. And the annuitant is just the plan holder, another name for plan holder. If renewed, the maturity guarantee on a 10-year contract would reset for another 10 years. The reset option allows the contract holder to protect accrued values inside the fund. If a 50,000 10-year segregated fund is increased in value by 11,000, the investor can use the reset option to protect the full 61,000. But the reset option resets the 10-year clock on the fund's guarantee. Many insurers issuing segregated funds have added greater flexibility in the form of more frequent reset dates. In some cases, holders of segregated fund contracts may lock in the accrued value before the original 10-year period is expired and extend the maturity date by 10 years. Death benefits. The death benefits associated with the segregated funds meet the needs of investors who want to exposure to long-term asset classes while ensuring that their investments are protected in the event of death. The principle behind the death benefits is that the contract holder's beneficiary or estate will receive payouts amounting to at least the original guaranteed amount. The amount of the death benefit is equal to the difference, if any, between the net asset value of the fund and the guaranteed amount. Table 13.8 illustrates the death benefits when the market value of the units held in the segregated fund is below, the same as, or higher than the guaranteed amount. Because sometimes the market value, depending on the market, will drop. So it gives an example, right? 10,000 guaranteed is your guaranteed amount. Market value at death is 8,000. So there's an additional death benefit to get you back up to that 10,000 because that's your guaranteed amount. And then amount paid to beneficiaries is 10. Oh, and then sometimes the market value will be higher, right? For example, 11,000 than the guaranteed amount. So there's no additional death benefit, but you still get the upside of the market. So the amount paid is 11,000, which is super nice. So segregated fund is normally something you buy from an insurance broker, or sorry, a life insurance broker. Because in the bank we don't have access to that unless we have a special designation, chartered life underwriter, CLU, I believe it's called. But for my course, what I'm studying right now, that won't apply to me unless I have that proper licensing, which some people do, but not a lot of people have that unless they want to sell insurance and banking products. As the table shows, the death benefits are paid only when the market value of the fund is below the guaranteed amount. From the table above, when the market value, here, let's go like this. That's better. So keep my posture good. From the table above, when the market value at death is 9,000, the beneficiary will receive a death benefit of payment of 1,000. Therefore, in the addition to the payment of the 9,000 market value of the fund, the total payment to the beneficiary is 10,000. Hey, Nana, I didn't receive the notification. Oh, that sucks. Well, hit that notification bell. I don't know exactly how it works on your guys' end, but hit that notification bell. I did go live at like 6:50 a.m. Pacific this morning. So I'm going, I did a meditation.
And then, but I just started studying now. So we got another 18 minutes or so, 20 minutes before I got to head to work. So I'm just reading the rest of this chapter. And then we're already on chapter 14 of 18. And then I can start doing quiz questions for chapters 10 to 13. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to finish up this chapter. We've only got like 2 more pages, which is awesome. It's talking about segregated funds. Yeah, reading. Okay. When the market value at death is above the guaranteed amount, there is no death benefit payable because the beneficiary receives the full market value of the investment, which is higher than the guaranteed amount. Super nice. Aaron Arif, welcome live. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Leading Healing, welcome back. Okay. Creditor protection. Another advantage is that segregated funds may offer protection from creditors that is not available through other managed investment products. Creditor protection is available because segregated funds are insurance policies. The insurance company, rather than the contract holder, owns the fund's assets, and insurance proceeds fall outside the provisions of bankruptcy legislation. Interesting. So not only is it an insurance contract and an investment, and you get a guaranteed amount, like I was explaining, upon death. If the market value is higher than the guaranteed amount, then you get that market value. Banana. Come on, come up with something else, Aaron. Come on. Um, but you're also protected from creditors because the insurance company owns the investment, not the plan holder. So that's interesting. And it bypasses probate. Trying to stay in a good headspace mostly, but had a mixed distraction. Meditate. Meditate, leading healing. It'll help. It'll help. Okay, example. Suppose that a self-employed professional died and left a non-registered investment portfolio of 300,000 and business-related debts of 150. If the portfolio were made up of mutual funds, then creditors would have a claim on half the portfolio, leaving only 150,000 for the surviving family members. From Canada, if the entire portfolio had been in segregated funds, then 300,000 would be payable directly to the deceased person's beneficiaries. Interesting. Bypassing probate. Yeah, which I just said. Investing in segregated funds can help investors avoid the costly probate fees levied on assets held in investment funds. Probate is the official process of verifying a will as genuine. Since segregated funds contracts are insurance policies and not assets of the contract holder, they are not regarded as part of the deceased estate. The proceeds of a segregated fund pass directly into the hands of the beneficiaries. In addition, the proceeds of a segregated fund are payable immediately. There is no waiting for probate to be completed, and payment cannot be delayed by a dispute over the settlement of the estate. Moreover, by passing assets directly to beneficiaries through a segregated fund, contract holders can ensure that their beneficiaries save on fees paid to executors, lawyers, and accountants. Costs of segregated funds. Like mutual funds, segregated funds incur fees related to switching, trailers, sales, and management expenses. In addition, segregated funds have costs related to maturity, guarantees, and death benefits. See you later, Aaron. Appreciate you tuning to the live, though. Investors should also recognize that there is a cost to investing in a managed product that offers such guarantees. For segregated funds, the cost is in the form of higher management expense ratios. So, which is just a percentage of the asset, percentage of the money invested. Um, yeah, it comes off of the top at usually once a year, compared to mutual funds that do not offer this guarantee. The shorter the term of the maturity guarantees, the higher the risk exposure of the insurer and the higher the cost of the guarantees. Also, segregated funds with a large equity component have a costlier guarantee than a similar segregated fund with a more balanced portfolio. These relationships are based on the premise that there is a greater chance of market decline and hence a greater chance of collecting on the guarantee. Over shorter periods, and a chance of loss increases with the portfolio's risk. The cost of the segregated fund also varies with the level of principal protection that the contract affords.
Example, a fund with 100% minimum benefit guarantee will be more expensive than a fund offering a 75% minimum benefit. Typically, a guarantee will add between 50 and 300 basis points. Oof. 100 basis points is 1%. Had breakfast? Yep. Drinking a protein shake with creatine. Absolute. So 100 basis points is 1%. 200 basis points, 2%. Basis points are just basically saying how much the management expense ratio would be. So basically, to have a segregated fund, they're saying, for example, that'd be like 1% of your assets. So if you invest 20,000, 1% of that, so of 20,000. So because 10% is 2,000, so $200 a year is going towards managing the portfolio. So yeah, so we'll add between 50 and 300 basis points, 100 basis points above the MER of a standard mutual fund. This ensures that a segregated fund will typically lag the performance of its conventional mutual fund counterpart. Before investing in segregated funds, there are certain factors to consider in the selection of a segregated fund. Death benefits may have conditions that reduce payouts to the beneficiary. It is important to check the contract for details on exclusions and age limits. For example, once the insured person reaches a threshold age, the beneficiary may be required to accept a reduced percentage of benefits. When deposits have been made over a period of time and benefits vary according to the client's age, the death benefit is calculated according to a formula that factors in the amount of deposits and the client's age when they were made. Benefits may be lower than expected. Client of a certain age might be excluded outright from buying a company's segregated funds. Some firms may require that the individuals on whose life the death benefits are based be no older than 80 at the time the policy is issued. It's crazy. Can you imagine still being able to buy a segregated fund at age 80? It is true though, people are living longer, a lot longer, like age 85, 84. Okay. Yeah, guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit plans. These are the last 2 pages. When clients near their retirement, losses in their portfolio can be particularly serious. Earlier in the investment cycle, good years can balance off bad years. But in retirement, the extra return from later good years can be lost, since part of the portfolio has to be withdrawn for income. Yeah, and then quiz. Excuse me. To counter the risk of retirement funds being impaired by a few bad years at the wrong time, insurance companies have developed guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit GMWB plans. Industry experts predict there is potential for tremendous demand for this product. Thank you. As the baby boomers approach retirement. So there's two sides to this coin: wealth accumulation, which is what we do in our earlier life, right? Let's say age 20 all the way to age 50, 60, right? That's a wealth accumulation. We're trying to grow our money. We're trying to grow our portfolio to a point where it's a critical mass that we can then withdraw from it as income in our retirement years, let's say age 60 or 65. The other side of the coin, right? We've covered wealth accumulation. This is the majority of this course. Now it's getting into upon death, or we're getting close to death, right? We're doing estate planning. We're talking about our family's legacy, our name's legacy, beneficiaries, our children, our grandchildren, our spouse, our partner. Wealth protection is the other piece that people don't think about. We think about growing our money, but a lot of people when we're younger, we don't think about the wealth protection piece too. We've accumulated all this money, this critical mass, this critical retirement fund. But now we're in our elder years, we're older, but now we want to protect that before we die. And then, right?
So it's a different beast. Um, and that's when I bet you it's going to start getting into for some other section of this course. Maybe it'll briefly touch on it because it'll mainly be from the investment standpoint into mutual funds. But that's the two pieces: wealth protection, or wealth accumulation, wealth protection. Oh dear. Here we go. Yeah. The guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit, a GMWB, is similar to a variable annuity. Yeah, guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit. With a variable annuity, the amount of monthly payment to the annuitant varies according to the value of the investments in a segregated fund into which premiums are placed. Many variable contracts provide a floor below which benefits may not fall. The floor for benefits is usually equal to 75% of premiums paid, regardless of what happens to the value of the variable annuity fund. With a guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit, the client purchases the plan, and the guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit option gives the plan holder the right to withdraw a certain fixed percentage, 7% is typical, of the initial deposit every year until the entire principal is returned. How do I make a habit of reading? I bought books. I just can't sit and read too much. Social media. Oh, can't sit and read too much. Social media. Yeah, 100%. Most people's attention span is not as strong as it once was. Um, and I'll be honest, I read a lot less. I listen a lot more. So I do audiobooks. And then what I do is I write notes. So to help kind of offset the attention drain, because we have so much inputs, kind of our only options, Nana, are to reduce our inputs. So less social media, less TV, less um like computer type stuff. Yeah. Oh, I can watch 2 hours of movie, but I can't read for 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's a work in progress, right? Our focus can be trained. I find when I meditate, my focus is like 10 times what it is when I don't meditate. That's just me. I've been training myself though for a long time. So I've been meditating consistently pretty much every other day since 2017, and we're in 2026. So that's 9 years. Um, and I do get distracted, but my thing is I can't be doing more than one thing at the same time. I know I'm multitasking right now by talking to you guys, but I find it helpful, and it can help me strengthen my focus when I like read aloud and then relay that information to you. I just feel like that helps me, but everyone's different. Some people have to lock themselves in their office and read and have nothing on, no music, no nothing. Um, yeah, the audio visual immerse. You missed my other comment. I can't meditate. I get weird thoughts like are self-destructive. Yeah. Most people's most people start that way, but then um over time you will tame that bucking bronco of a mind. It's taken me a long time, but okay. We've literally got like 3 minutes, so I won't be able to get to the quiz, but I will work on the quiz tonight after I walk the dog. So we'll be doing a study. We'll be doing a quiz prep this evening. I'm gonna say around like 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. when I get back from the dog walk. Because my plan is walk the dog or work out, walk the dog, and then do another study prep. Guided or in groups. I've been doing some weekly with the theme of compassion. Yeah. Ah, okay, Reed. Sorry. No, it's all good. Yeah. The audio visual immerse. Yep, totally. I was doing so well. I mostly am, so hope you won't give up on me. Trying to cherish more and work on bucket list. Yeah, I see your comments, Leading Healing. Yeah. Okay, we'll finish this page and then we'll call it there, Mindset Fam. So, yeah, at a minimum, clients receive their principal. The underlying investment account can be based on a variety of indexes or funds. Under one plan, clients can buy the GMWB several years in advance of their withdrawals. In this case, the guaranteed amount can grow by 5% every year until withdrawals begin. Every 3 years throughout the term of the plan, if the underlying fund has risen, the guaranteed amount is reset upwards. When the guaranteed amount increases, the payment period is extended, and the regular payments may also be increased. These plans have advantages besides guaranteeing principal repayment and the possibility of sharing in the increased value of the mutual fund. If a client buys the plan several years before withdrawals begin, the guarantee increases by 5% each year until withdrawals start, even if the fund decreases in value. During this period, if the market rises, the 3-year reset is in effect. The reset compounds the value of the 5% increases in the guarantee. If a client starts to take payments immediately after purchasing the plan, she'll be susceptible to earlier losses in the portfolio. In other words, she may never be able to receive more than the principal repayment. It is necessary to purchase the plan several years in advance of withdrawal. In order to build up the guarantee, the bonuses come in those years regardless of the behavior of the underlying fund. These plans are especially suitable for clients with 5 to 10 years to retirement who cannot afford significant losses in their portfolio during this time. These clients also want to be able to share in the growth of selected financial markets. So again, GM, guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit. Yeah. Guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit plans provide the potential for growth, but with a guaranteed income floor that provides a secure income stream as a base. The income stream can now be also assured for the life of the investor. This provides further peace of mind knowing that the investment can provide income for life. Guaranteed minimum withdrawal minimum withdrawal benefit. Yeah, sorry. Because they do in the acronym, so it's such a long thing. Plans come with fees levied to manage the underlying mutual fund or mutual funds, and fees levied to fund the guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit guarantee. The investor may have to pay sales charges when depositing or withdrawing from the contract, depending on the sales to charge option of the fund chosen. Portfolio funds. Portfolio funds, which invest in the other funds instead of buying securities directly, allow investors to hold a diversified portfolio of segregated funds through a single investment. The responsibility for choosing or rebalancing the asset mix usually rests with the fund company. So that's what I do. I do a portfolio, an index fund ETF, or a index ETF, index exchange traded fund. So you can buy the entire index of the Toronto Stock Exchange. Looks like you're bored now from reading. I'm definitely getting bored from reading, for sure. Just because I know I got to leave in like a couple minutes. Nicholas Spay? You don't have access? What do you mean? Wish everyone had access to such a course. Which course? Yeah, group meditations and stuff like that sounds great. And remembering tomorrow, I go to a retreat. Excited as part of my other group, 4 weeks in. Oh, nice. I'm not giving up on you, Lady Healing. It's just you just sound like you're going through a lot, and not everyone can be standard moderator when they're going through a lot. Apply for disability. Sometimes it seems like you got to have more than
more than 2 or 3. Chronic fatigue, anemia, various. Management expenses for portfolio funds are generally higher than for standalone segregated funds. And guaranteed investment funds, because the investor pays for their asset allocation service on top of management costs for the underlying funds. All right. And then that chapter again was on alternative managed products. So we done. Mindset fam. We got to hit the road. So chapter 13 is done. Oh, man. Oh, we got to go. Yeah, that chapter about was quite well, didn't. Yeah, no, I gotta go. So yeah, there we go. Nice. So evaluating mutual funds is next. So hang on. 14-2. So we'll write that down. But we gotta do quizzes later. Hang on. So do quiz for chapter. It's been a while since I've been at chapter 10. So do quiz for chapter 10 to 13 tonight. There. And then start reading tomorrow for chapter 14. Boom. So let's do that. What is it today? Friday? I'm gonna try and do that earlier, but I have to again exercise the dog. So probably be like 8 o'clock Pacific. Whoever can tune in. All right. All right. Yeah. Well, I also came late, so it's my. I know. Yeah, I gotta go, Mindset fam. But I appreciate you all being here. If you're new in the chat, hit subscribe. We go live daily for study with me, lunch with me. I am going to do a lunch with me. So if you do want to tune into that British accent, can get to know me in videos. Mindset hasn't had a lot of time yet. Yeah, British accent. What do you mean then, Nana? What do you mean? Shall we go to my live? Yeah, you guys go ahead. Nana, go check out Leading Healings live. He's into music and stuff. But yeah, I will be back. Hey, what's going on? I gotta go. Peace out. I am going live for lunch with me. Probably I'll be home by 12:15, approximately. All right. Ciao.